Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of the Battle of Bowood. Awful lot of things happened yesterday,
So much stuff going on.
but we have the results for the first day as we move into day 2. As you know, there's up to 10 points available plus bonus points in each heat. So we now have the day 1 standings as we go into this next competition. Hopefully, give you a little bit of understanding as to what the teams are racing for and what difficulties they've been facing. So in the inters, the first team is place your bets, have 5 points. They retired after their dramatic dismount, only meters beyond the start line.
Yeah, that was one of the many chaotic things that happened. Unfortunately, just the horse shied from the audience. Actually, the amazing practice day before. It's a real shame, and it's just the audience. It's a young horse. It hasn't done a lot, so they're saying they're going to go away, do a lot of training, maybe do some small shows, and come back with doing when she's got a bit more under her belt. Yeah.
So, and yeah, exactly. And then we've got earned it on 11 points, according to
My yeah.
my thing.
Yeah, didn't right to properly run their second heat, did they? Because they reserved the vetting, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, so the horse didn't pass a sound test for the second heat. Apparently, is moving okay now. They're going to be looking at it again today.
Yeah.
See how he's doing. If not, they're going to be riding Harry from Just Wing It,
Oh wow.
which will actually place them in the advanced. So they'll have to move up a class, right? Earn points in the advanced, and then. But the question is then, will they then come back out of the advanced? Because they were looking very advanced yesterday morning, and that question was definitely raised.
Yeah,
In the morning.
mentioned already on their fastest run that whether this team is ready to move up already, and if you're going to do it and then race in that category, it's likely they may end up staying there.
So it's kind of a bit of a poison chalice, but it's their choices if they choose to do that. So we'll see what happens, whether or not their horse is available. If their horse is available and fit to run, and we see it run today, the question will be asked from our point of view, or from the organization's point of view, is whether they should be going up into the advanced anyway, which won't happen today now if it's with that horse. It gets complicated. Yeah. Moving on to 13 points for Ice Baby and All the Gear No Idea in a sort of joint third place positioning.
The turn of DeHoos from retirement for a run, giving that team some points. But I think both teams having just quite a chilled weekend, actually slowly improving, slowly getting better.
And did I hear it right that Ryan might be Ryan's going on.
There were all sorts of changes going on so far. We already got to that yet.
Okay then. So is the Who's racing today?
Possibly doing one run, possibly someone who's standing in. It's still in the air.
It's some discussion still happening in camp as to who's going to do what. We saw the Who's back yesterday afternoon.
Great to have him back.
Yeah, made it around, so good shot.
Yeah.
Then we have Cone, but not forgotten, 17 points, currently in second place over the course of the weekend. They've had a pretty uneventful, solid,
which is nice for them. Solid as they wanted something more relaxed, something more chilled. Ryan is going to stand in for Cone in the afternoon due to car issues from the team having to get home on a space saver. Who I think Ryan is actually going to stand in for them possibly. So there's all sorts of chops and changes going on through.
I mean, this weekend has been eventful, but also we've had 2 flat tires in camp.
Yes. Something's happening. Something's in the air. Something's in the air.
No, I was, and then leading the Inters, Need for Speed, 21 points. So they got a perfect score with a bonus point, and then they got 10 points in the second one. I mean, I know the vet was taking a second glance at the pony.
Yeah.
But again, we'll see what that happens today with vetting before going in. Moving into the advance, so hopefully they do make it in, and hopefully they get to run, because they're really quite dominating that class at the moment, aren't they? And yet really in charge.
Well, they had a good challenge from Earned It. Unfortunately, they didn't get to run in the afternoon. So hopefully, if both teams are running, we'll get to see some good racing.
And I would say as well, Earned It on their horse have that little bit more,
of course they do,
than what Need for Speed have. So, and that's the question about the advanced class. There, exactly. So going into the advanced, we have in third place, it is Hold Your Horses with 17 points.
Yeah, just Ass unfortunately finding the limit for herself and just trying to work out where she can and take certain lines and things like that. So they're just learning as a team. They're really early on in their sort of stages And you can see they're just learning with every run. But just on a course like this, with the speeds that they're now traveling, it's they're really starting to find their edge. So she's having to learn.
It seems to be around the 24, 25 miles an hour on the
Yeah.
heel turn. That's where she's getting into trouble. So look out for that in this next heat.
Yep.
Because when we start calling out those numbers and she's on that heel turn, although today I think she's more on a toe turn, which is a stronger side, actually by a long way. So we'll see how that develops. Core intent, putting it down, doing what they need to do.
aware there is a course warning. Course warning on the section of track between the red-back boots and the finish line. I've been told it's on the tailgates by the speed trap, so I think there may be a couple going on here.
So the one I'm aware of is that there's some big divots down between the finish line and red-back boots. And there's also, we've been pointed out, something over this side as well.
And personally riding the board yesterday, I went round on my e-board yesterday, Dan, and this top corner by the commentary box looks very deceptive, but actually on the board, you could really feel the divots picking the board up and bouncing all over the place. So there's a lot of points on this track that are going to give them challenges.
So sorry, mate. That course warning is for the board riders. Not really considered they're going to affect these divots are going to affect the horses too much. Be aware of that. So the course warning can vary whether it's for the horses or whether it's for the board riders.
And
Tom
also,
Kilroy getting himself ready.
We've got the 90 degree has been moved in about 3 meters. There were some real difficulties yesterday there, and I do think it's a wise move because the shoot out of that is directly
to the chicane, one massive turn
corner,
and probably very quick.
Yeah.
So, but what they're going to be aware of is they don't overcook going into the chicane.
Exactly. So yeah, going to be some real differences going on. Obviously,
big loop being taken now by the team of Just Wing It as they wind up towards the start line. Ladies and gentlemen, they came with a fight yesterday and they're starting again today down this opening straight, 4 miles an hour into this very boxy corner.
Yeah, really boxy, really square.
Yeah, then coming into, so this corner is tight and then opens up towards Free Speech Union, making their way all the way around the arena, and this is at this point solid.
It's a steady fast, I'd say, Dan. We're not seeing the full pace of this pony at all, but it's the first run of the first heat of the day, so anything's going to get fast from here, but they've got to put it together here. Tight, clean, one touch to add, but they're through.
Yeah, 1 second penalty to add, and but otherwise making their way through nicely. And this isn't crazy fast.
This is very relaxed.
What is the tactic? I really don't know what the tactic is going to be for this weekend, for this heat, because are they thinking we just want to get a time down and work on it, or are they thinking they want to lull top and tails into a full sense security? Into the chicane they go as they now make their way towards red-back boots and start cutting across the arena once again.
Now there's a bit of pace coming on across this diagonal, Dan. You can see a little bit of a stride coming down this hill into the speed trap. 20 miles an hour. Tom kicking that back end out already.
Yeah, look at the way the ground is breaking up for them for the finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for a completed run from Just Wing It. 1 second penalty to add.
With a time of 78.57, with a touch to add, would make that 79.57. So we saw them run a 70-second run yesterday. So that's 9 seconds off what we saw. So you can see the pace really come off on their first run. Just feeling the course out, I think, Dan. There's been a few changes. The ground's very different. There's different undulations to deal with. So I think it's a smart move. Learn the course, make sure they're happy with it.
And you don't, from this angle, on the course yesterday, this corner didn't look too boxy, but coming this way around, it looks very boxy.
Again, it's another off-camber corner. All it wants to do is spit the board rider out the other direction of where they want to go. So it's definitely going to cause some challenges for some teams, I think. But here we have Ryan back on the board with all the gear, no idea. A fan favourite. They are going for it here. 21 miles an hour. Yes, love to see it. Ryan's smiling and laughing the whole way round.
This is the Super Cob, ladies and gentlemen, from the team of All the Gear, No Idea. Ryan Roberts, 2024 Elite
board rider and team champion. He's been board rider champion for 3 years on the bounce. This is the first year he's not going to win it, but he's still here having fun behind Kia for sure.
Yeah, stepping in because the other board rider injured an ankle yesterday. Looking at the fall, it looked like quite a nasty sprain.
Right.
So she's not able to race, and Ryan's filling in for her.
Popping some ollies across the arena, why not? This man comes from a mountain board background, knows how to control that board, and is just having fun right now. You can see the smile on the whole team's faces, maybe even the horse.
And you'll notice that they're doing a much shorter course. This is the intermediate course now, and for the finish line, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the team of All the Gear, No Idea, with a time of
61.94 on a clear round. They'll be happy with that, Dan, especially hitting 21 miles an hour from that little pony.
Yeah, I mean, I think the gravity helped.
Definitely,
the downhill
definitely helped. For sure, but that's all part of the game there. Get your time down, get your speed at the start.
So this is Ice Ice Baby, another intermediate team. Currently, this team is leading the intermediate championship by quite a long way, but they're getting some challenges now, and there's a lot of talk about how George is developing his board riding.
Yeah.
But he is the element that is keeping the team in that intermediate category.
Well,
for the
yeah,
time being.
he's only started this year, and actually he's learning a lot. He's been looking over videos, and he went around yesterday with Reese on the e-board, actually showing him what to do. 17 miles an hour, a mile up from their usual 16, so that's not bad from them on their first run. And we had a conversation with George about his lines and where he should be behind the horse, and this looks much better. You can see he's behind the horse rather than inside that line, which will help him so much through these corners with the inertia wanting to throw you out. So already showing improvements from what he practiced yesterday. So brilliant here. This corner looks so much nicer now in the 90-degree split, which was about 28 seconds there.
And making their way now round towards Redback Boots. I was just looking at the speed trap and this double gate.
It's a little bit wonky, that speed trap.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking about the teams flat out racing into that corner. That's going to take a couple of mile an hour off. They're going to have to not go in it flat out.
Yeah,
I think.
definitely. 14 there. Oh, George nearly touching the ground with his hand, but there you go. Much better line again. You can see he's with the pony rather than on the inside, which is great to see. He looks so much more comfortable. Tara wanting to go a little bit there for the finish line. Can they hold it through? Yes, they can. With a time of 64.75. Give them a cheer.
Yeah, 64.75. We'll put them into second place. Am I seeing that right? Behind All the Gear.
Yeah, second place, I believe. Yeah, All the Gear with a 61.34, so about a 3-second difference.
So yeah, we'll put them into second place.
Yep. And who have we got next in the order? Oh, we have Send It Siblings coming in next. The dominating force in the Advanced Championship so far, Dan.
Okay, so the race order has been
messed around with a little bit. Yeah.
Yes, I'm aware of this because of the non-runners.
Yep.
That makes sense. So now we have the team of Send It Siblings
in
making
the
their
red.
way.
We have Frenella on the horse, little Twinks is the horse herself, and Josh on the board. Josh has come on leaps and bounds, has joined us on e-boarding sessions and has been absolutely mastering his craft so far. Really comfortable with this team, so look at them go. They're going to go for a fast run. They want to win it on their first run with this little pony going for the speed trap, 22 miles an hour.
Yeah, and it is a strong turn when you start thinking about the 28s and 29s. I don't know if we're going to see that in that corner.
Well, down the hill we might do, Dan. It's just going to be hard towards the commentary box. But as we go across the 90-degree split, 18 seconds on the split, so they are really going for it.
Yeah, these guys won the 2024 Advanced Championships, brother and sister team, Fenella Walker-Harris and Joshua Walker-Harris. They have been just absolutely smashing it. They're getting ready for the elite next year as they go through the speed trap. Once again, 17 miles an hour. Board rider having to do a little bit of work, but warming himself up that bit because he's going to race for top and tails later on. Free Speech Union up to Redback Boots through the finish line. And a round of applause for Send It Siblings.
With a time of 50.73 seconds and a clear round. Is that going to be their domination run for the heat? Are they going to pull their second run? It's usually the case, but yeah. I don't think anyone's going to get that close to that unless Core and Tate have got really something to say about it.
Core and Tate, but also Hold Your Horses are threatening them. Okay, so we've just been told there's another non-runner, Cone, but not forgotten. And they have borrowed a horse from another team just to cross the start line, we're being told.
Oh, no.
I assume, did she cross the start line?
I don't know. That was interesting.
Yeah, it looked like...
I don't know whether
they to cross the start line.
Maybe they assumed they just needed to enter the arena, Dan. Maybe they thought they just had to enter the arena with the pony. I'm not sure.
No, they had to go through the start line.
They do have to go across the start line. I wonder whether that's some confusion there.
The rule is that they must cross the start line to consider to have entered the competition to get the points. And so that's... Okay. Yeah, Need for Speed, having, again...
Kia is a pony who has saved so many teams in crisis. That pony has been ridden by so many riders with so many boarders and is just an absolute champion of this sport, in my opinion. But yes, they'll just be crossing the start line to get a time on the board, I believe, and then going for the finish.
I reckon they'll... I thought these might actually do a track, do a course around. So here they are, it is Need for Speed, 13 miles an hour. As they make this sharp turn past the front of the commentary box.
Nice and calm and chilled. And if you'd like to get involved, ladies and gentlemen, this is where they start. You will go through practicing. Obviously, we can help you out with that. And then you'll do a race assessment to make sure you can do the course in the intermediates before you'll be allowed into the arena. So if you're interested, ladies and gentlemen, get in contact with us at Horseboarding UK or horseboarding.org. Give us a message, get involved, whether you're a rider of a horse and you need a boarder, or a boarder interested, you've done some skateboarding, some surfboarding, anything like that, and you're interested, we can hook you up with a rider of a horse. So get in contact, let us know, and we'll help you out as much as we can.
Yeah, so they've obviously decided just to do a lap of the arena and to go out. Now we've got Earned It on Harry from Just Wing It. So these guys are running the advanced course now. This is a change of
category
because the horse is elite, so they are on the advanced course.
Tom Rees is going to have a bit of a challenge here. I think this is the fastest horse he's raced behind so far. He had a fall yesterday with Send It Siblings, so he's got something to prove. 18 miles an hour.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything too crazy here. This is you're talking about a top tier pony.
It just looked fast on that start. I think Harry was ready to go. Yeah, definitely taking a more relaxed run now. Good to see, just as they're burrowing this pony. And this is the sort of sport this is. We've got the team at the top lending out their pony to enable another team to get a rundown. But it's very good.
It's a little bit administrative, this. It's a little bit like they've just got to go these few couple of runs that are going to just secure them the minimum amount of points in this heat, which will then take them and going into the next heat and the next competition as they try and resolve their other horse issues.
And 16 miles an hour, looking like they're putting on a bit of pace up this hill.
Yeah, well, he is a barn that's capable of 30 miles an hour.
Exactly.
So a round of applause for the team of
Earned It.
With a time of
66.62. 662.
And in the advance, that would currently put them in second place. But currently, their points have been recorded in the internet.
Oh, it's all going on. Gremlins in the box. We often have these little gremlins messing around with
I don't know if it's gremlins. I think it's teams.
Team gremlins.
We could do without any more.
Well, here we have a team that is actually a full team coming out now with Hold Your Horses. Challengers so far, giving Send It Siblings a bit of a challenge, but they're just finding their edge. They've started with us this season. We've got two people that have raced for a while, but as a team, they've only started this season, really improving with every run, and they're just finding their limits and working out what they can do. So 21 miles an hour on their first run, really good to see. Ash planting nicely. She's got a lot more toe side today than yesterday. She was on the heels a lot yesterday.
And a toe turn is a lot stronger than a heel turn, isn't it?
Yeah, you can put a lot more weight over your toes than your heels. If you try and balance on your toes or heels, it's very different. But 21 seconds on the split, that's a good split from this team.
So now she's on the heel side, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we...
and
down, and release.
Good release there. Good release. And commentators curse a little bit there. As you said, now she's on a heel side. She just dropped. And you said earlier, as they come out of that 90, you're going to have a bit of speed into that tight chicane corner. And that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, so no completed run there for Hold Your Horses.
So coming in now, we will have Core Intent, a team that yesterday we saw really building up their pace, and it's a team that is just bringing their horse on. The rider and boarder are both very experienced.
And the horse is the least experienced element within the team, but they've been doing some pretty good runs, and they've been developing more and more. We saw Reese Wagland there, who is an amazing board rider, particularly in his day, but. He started to actually have to be challenged
doing a little bit of work just to keep the board underneath him.
I mean, we've seen him make some phenomenal saves over the years, but they are away now down this opening straight. This is an advanced team, ladies and gentlemen, 18 miles an hour. So they're doing the figure of 8 with the chicane. as they make their way around past the commentary box and up for Free Speech Corner.
Yeah, and you can see this team, every time they come out, their first run is just a building run to make sure Apple is happy, make sure it's all running right for them. So they're just doing a chilled run here, and they're just going to speed up throughout the run, but 25 seconds on the split's not bad.
Look at the speed carrying up into the chicane there. Really throttled up through Andy's Man Club section of track. Through Redback Boots and across they go now, looking for the cones in the centre and back towards Bruco Marketing Corner. 17 miles an
keeping
hour.
a good average around the whole course, I think, here, Dan. They're just keeping that constant pace on. A little bit of pace here up the hill into the finishing line, past NFU Mutual Corner.
Call them home, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for Core Intent with a time of
59.31 and a clear round. So they've got a good, steady time for their first run that they can just build from.
9 seconds behind. So, sorry, 8.58 seconds behind Send It Siblings.
Generally will have 2 more chances, whereas Send It Siblings often pull their middle run to save the pony. So they've got 2 more chances to build that 8 seconds. If they can take 4 seconds off each run, they could do it.
Okay, so here we go. It is the team of Section 89. They came in yesterday and they're working on the gel. This team are a 30-mile-an-hour team. The board rider struggled with grip yesterday. That was the biggest issue, I think.
His tyres were a bit hard, I think, on this slick-topped ground. It's solid underneath, but there's a good slick top with the grass. Coming in here 21 miles an hour into this top corner.
Yeah, and I think that corner's quite tight to be doing mid to high 20s.
They will be, though, you're sure. I'm sure they will. But this is an elite team, so they will be going all the way to the top of the arena and coming back down for this 3-coned weave. A part they've had slight issues with, but actually they've been working on it a lot, taking the speed down just a notch, taking a stride out, saving that second penalty. So let's see what they can do here. There it is. That was clean. That was clear. That's exactly what they want. And now they can push on the rest of the course, knowing they've got the weave out of the way.
Well, they want to get clean, and also they want to get completed runs, you know, because it's all right blasting around the arena like they were doing yesterday, but all it was resulting was the board rider spat towards the audience into the split time.
It was about 50 on the split. We don't know with the elite so far how that is. We just had 1 elite so far, and it was above that. But good into the chicane there.
Yeah, lovely bit of work. And this horse is an absolute fighter jet of an animal when she goes and they're really on and off the throttle and ducking and diving. This is a steady, fast run. Nothing too crazy. This is just laying down the time and getting one in the bag 100% as they come up towards Free Speech Union, towards the finish line. A round of applause. Very controlled. Very precise. That's exactly what you need with a time of
85.30 with a clear round. They can just build from there. That's great for them. It's a massive confidence boost. If you can get your first run clear, you know you can build from that.
And they are only 5.73 seconds, I say only, behind Just Wing It. That's within striking distance of Just Wing It, and they weren't trying.
Oh, definitely.
Just Wing It were trying a little bit.
There was a bit more pace from Just Wing It. You could see there was a bit more pace going on. But again, the 2 teams aren't throwing it down on this first run. I think these teams are really wanting to see what the course is like before they race it.
And I honestly think Bruco is going to... they need to shave speed off on Bruco. So here we go. This is Cone But Not Forgotten.
Crossing the line.
Doing the administrative process of going across the finish line, entering the race, failing to get anywhere, and just getting the points... the last place finishing position points in the class on a borrowed pony. Okay, then, so that should be all the administrative runs
coming in now.
have.
We have the other elite team, the other big elite team,
Okay.
a massive fan favourite, the small pony versus the big racehorse.
Now, what are they going to do? Now, I've got a semi-inkling, and I don't, not because no one said anything to me.
I think flat out.
You reckon? I think maybe they'll pull it.
I don't know. I think it's flat out.
They could, because what's going on here is a game of chess where you're pitting these 2 teams and 2 horses against each other. They're going for it, ladies and gentlemen. It's Little Indy. They are
This team is here for the race every time.
Corner, 27 miles an hour.
I called it. Can he hold it on that hillside? Really nice there. They've lost the boot.
coming now from Free Speech Union. What an amazing turn that was.
This team comes to race, Dan. They're not messing around. They know they want to get it on this first one.
And
if they can do it, they will.
Tight corners suit this pony. You've got to think of it that way.
Definitely. And if they this weave, they can do really quick. If Josh can keep with them and get through clear. Nice line so far into it. 1, 2, 3. They're through clear. Now they've just got the rest of the course. This is up for a winning run on their first attempt. And Josh taking a beautiful line there. Just cutting in beautifully into that corner on that hillside.
Just wing it, kick. Sorry.
And we're at 42 on the split. They are 8 seconds up on the split of what we've seen from the other team so far. If they can keep it clean through this whole chicane, they are up for first place on their first run, Dan. This is amazing to see.
Red back boots, here they go, across the corner, across the arena now, showing the pace of this little pony, making sure they're getting the right cones as they now make this sharp cut back through
19, 2 miles and up, what we've seen everybody else do. They've just got to keep this pace
up
the hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, call them home. They're setting a benchmark for everybody else through this to the finish line with a time of
72.93. That is their fastest run of the weekend, Dan, on their first run. I said yesterday, Josh has just gone up a notch with his boarding, and he really has. That shows exactly what I'm talking about. First run, achy legs from the racing yesterday. To do that is brilliant. Now they've set a benchmark for Just Wing It. Now they're under pressure. They've got to put a good run down.
Isn't it? Now, so Just Wing It. So Top and Tails have secured the bonus point from that first rotation, which at this point would mean these teams are now once again neck and neck over the course of the weekend.
And they're here ready to go to change the
here
challenge.
We go. It's Just Wing It have come in. So now they've forced Top and Tails to show their cards. Now they have a time for them to beat. And Tom already down on the floor before getting to the start line.
And Ned is not happy about this. This has got to be nearly 30, 28, 29.
Into that corner.
Not happy to be knocked down, losing a bonus point.
This is extreme.
Now it comes down to if Tom can keep it together. This is what's going to be the crux. Tom's been racing hard all weekend. Can he hold it together here?
He burned a lot of energy yesterday afternoon. 3 massive runs, which the Top and Tails didn't do.
Right, this is the bit. Can they get through here clear with the speed? 1, 2, 3. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Now they've got to keep the pace on for this 90-degree split. Where are they going to sit? They're at about 35 seconds now.
Yeah, through to Free Speech Union they go, tearing this arena apart, making their way towards the 90-degree split time.
44 on the split. They're 2 seconds off of the split, but they've got the power to pull this pony up the hill. They've got to put the pace on.
2+ seconds they're looking for in this last half of the course. That's some crazy speeds. And one of those corners is Bruco. How are they going to be able to get around there? They're pushing now, pushing into this corner at 21 miles an hour.
This is where the pony's got more pace. The traction, the torque. His hands on
fire. The wheels are on fire. Call them home, ladies and gentlemen, for the finish line. And with a time of
72.16. They put themselves in first place by about 0.8 of a second, Dan.
0.77 of a second.
Wow.
They go into first place.
Now the racing is on.
Yeah, that's and that was a killer move. They wanted Top and Tails to put their cards down.
Yeah.
So they didn't do a heavy run in that first rotation. They
lost them a bonus point.
And cost them a bonus point.
Yeah.
But now they're like, okay, now we know what you've got.
Yeah.
Let's go and beat you. And they did it by 7.77 of a second.
Considering they were actually 2 seconds off on the split time, they gained that 2 seconds from the sheer torque of that horse up this hill. You could see the Top and Tails came in with a 19 miles an hour around this bottom corner and then had to pull Josh all the way up the hill. That horse didn't bat an eyelid, dragging Tom round this corner and adding those 2 seconds.
Yeah, Tom was still probably hoping his shoulder wasn't going to come out of the socket at that point. Okay, so we're just hearing there's been some equipment failure in the pits for the next team, which is Ice Baby. The guys are working on it to reload the next team. But I mean, that just shows a great bit of technique and tactics. And now, Top and Tails.
Do you think Tom just wants to do some extra exercise?
You think there's radios in the pits?
Radios in the pits, you see.
All around the arena.
Oh, no, just wanted to come see us.
He wants to come and say hello for some reason.
Oh, it's a long walk, isn't it?
What?
But yeah. Well, he's come all the way back. Here he is, into the box. I'm not sure why, but here we go. Well, coming in now with the different leash. George Evans. Oh,
So, yeah, the reason that Tom's come all this way is because there was a leash that broke, or part of a leash that's broke, so he's taken that. And so here we go, Ice Baby. Back into the intermediates we go as they make their way down to this.
And this
opening
looks more
straight.
proactive, Dan. There's definitely a bit more pace here. Going at 20 miles an hour, you can see the difference. George now on the inside. Can he keep that line with the pony, not letting it kick him too far inside and popping out? Much better line from him. You can see he's with the horse. So much better line so far. The board isn't fighting him underneath, so great to see already. Cutting across for this 90 degrees split time. Where are we going to get them at? 23 on the split. That's well up from what we saw earlier. They were around a 34 on their split earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a lot more fluid, and it just looks more precise, doesn't it,
Yeah,
as
definitely.
a run?
And George actually hanging in there. You can see he's actually pulling into the board, really pushing that board around the corner. There's a little bit of a wobble down this hill. The board starts speeding up underneath you into this corner at 15 miles an hour. Don't let the board bounce. Stay up, George. Stay up, George. Oh, what a shame. You could see the rough stuff as he came around this corner, bounced the board underneath him and turned it sideways. He just couldn't hold it. What a shame. That man's got a long walk back, so give him a cheer as he comes past, ladies and gentlemen.
I think he struggled with the control on the toe side.
Yeah.
He went too deep for that amount of power.
Yeah.
And then when he stood
As the
himself
rope.
back up, he had too much. He was in completely the wrong position. It just pulled him out of the back of
but
the board.
it would have
effectively.
been a 59.79, so I don't know where that would have put them.
So.
And another dummy pulled run there. Okay. Well, it's true then.
Okay.
But yeah,
so-
another dummy run there. They're just coming out with the pony across the start line to re-enter into the course.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that happened.
It's a bit of a miscommunication there, I think, so
yeah.
that won't be happening again, unfortunately.
Okay, so if we can get all our ducks in a row in the back,
Yeah.
see what's going on.
But coming in next, you can see Send It siblings Josh getting ready after a massive run straight back on the board. Running two teams is great. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, Dan. You get so much time in the arena with the course, and you, especially with a slightly slower team like this, you get to feel the course out, but you're doing double the runs of everybody else.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll run this run.
Usually they don't.
They've got a 5-second lead. Oh, sorry, a 9-second, nearly 9 seconds.
Oh, okay, yeah. This will be a
so
full dummy run then.
I imagine that they're just literally going to keep themselves in the competition.
Yeah,
so
there it is.
the reason that they're doing this, ladies and gentlemen, these particular teams is once you retire, once you announce that you're not going to race anymore in the day, then you can no longer enter, or anymore in the heat, you can no longer enter a race. By going through the start line, you are kind of entering the race, just failing to finish it, which means that you stay in the competition, but you don't want to run your horse any more than you need to, because you want to see what the other teams are going to do. And over the course of a weekend, for somebody like Send It siblings, they can take 12 runs down to 4 runs down to 4 runs.
Yeah, definitely.
And that saves
Huge amount.
less risk on the board rider, less risk on the equipment, less risk on the horse.
Yep.
And you're just doing better, you know.
It just gives you so much. They're doing a full run down. This team is actually going to go for a full run, I believe, with Kia. Oh no, they're not. There's lots of miscommunications going on. And yeah, another dummy run going on there. That's interesting. So the dummy runs enable you to enter the arena, go across the start line, so you enter into the run essentially, but you don't do a full run, so you sit at the bottom of the pile. Usually you only need to do that once, because it enters you into the rotation. Doing it a second time is quite essentially unnecessary, because you've already entered in. You can't gain any more time by doing a secondary dummy run. So that shouldn't be happening again. Sorry, it does slow things up a little bit, but as these newer teams learn the ropes, these sort of things happen. So just bear with them on that one. But coming in now, a team that is one of the big challenges coming up for Send It siblings. We have Core in 10. They've only raced for this. I think it's the second competition they've raced as a team with this pony, especially. Reese, the boarder, went to practice with Sue on the horse and went with a different pony. The pony wasn't very happy with it, and Reese spotted Apple in the field and said, what about that one? And here she is today, happy to be racing. Crossed the start line here, nice little start. You can see a little bit more pace coming on from this team. 19, 20 miles an hour. Just building, this team has 3 runs and they use it every time. Just building this pony up, making sure it's happy. You can see the pony's happy. Head forwards, ears forwards, running nicely as they come here. I think there's a little bit of a miscommunication on the sat-nav here. Reese working well, and a release as Dale nearly got clothesline there. That was an interesting sat-nav fail. Sue ended up, she lost her stirrup, so unfortunately went through the finish gate. Nearly brought it back, but that was an interesting one. Dale nearly got beheaded. That would have been 2 torture methods in one weekend.
Is he reaching? Is he reaching? He could reach for a card there.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he has.
I think the release happened just in time. So the hands in the pocket.
Hands in the pocket.
Oh, the book's coming out.
He's checking his phone.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Yellow card. So Dale in the middle has control, like a football ref, has yellow cards, orange cards, and red cards to give out. And there it is, first of the day, yellow card for that team for nearly killing the ref. So
Yeah,
I think that's a fair card.
It does happen.
But coming in now, we have Hold Your Horses. Ash already planting a hand down. There's a good bit of pace coming from that start line. Nice bit of pace coming on here. 21 miles an hour around this corner. And Ash looking nice and comfortable on her toe side. It's her heel side she struggles with a bit. This is looking really lovely. If they can keep it together on that chicane, they're really going to push this course. You can hear the crowd at the bottom end calling Ash on. So get behind this team management. They hear you as you run round. So do cheer them on. Get behind them.
Looking now for this chicane. Ash sitting down into this corner. This is where she's
held it. She's staying up. Now she's got to hold it here. The next 3 gates are the problem. Can she keep it? She's got it. She's got it. She's still there. Ripped that board up with her hands.
Yeah, absolutely. She deserved that. She was all over the shop there. To every
17 miles an hour. Hands for grip. Just tipping those fingers. This is what you want. Calling on the horse. Can she get around for this finish?
I mean,
this is going to be a good run.
Look at the throw now. Oh, my word.
And she's got it. Yes, she has. Give that team a cheer. She fought her whole way around that course with a time of 52.86. That has got to be their best run for the weekend, and only 2 seconds off Send It Siblings, so they really are pushing it now.
Well done, Hold Your Horses. 2 seconds off the 2024 Advanced Champions.
And they've got another run, Dan.
And, I mean, she's coming around this corner screaming for more speed. She got a little bit out of shape.
She got the speed for sure.
Yeah, she got a bit out of shape out in Free Speech Union. Between Free Speech Union and the finish line, she was almost over, and not many pull it back. Okay, here we go. This is back into the elites now, ladies and gentlemen. This is section 89. They put down a steady run in the first.
They put on a steady run, and they were only a few seconds off just Wingett's run. But obviously, that's changed now. They're big
now
distance.
12 seconds, 12.4 seconds behind the fight at the top of the table. And they are away now. No, we haven't.
25 miles an hour. Oren working hard on that hillside edge. Boot flew off at him, but he's not phased. Really having to push that back end round. You can see him hitting all the rough stuff there. Powering into this top section. They were putting the pace on that straight for sure, Dan. Saving any time they can anywhere, because they know they're going to put it back here. They're going to slow it up.
Corner. They came a bit quick.
This is quick. This is quicker than what we usually see from them. Can they get it clean? One. No, and there's a miss there. What a shame. Just shy from the second.
Yeah, just a little bit of a jib, got the foot wrong and got the fitting wrong and jumped out. So there's a 4-second penalty to add as they now make their way over towards, but they're still going. They've still got a big hill to climb, so split time.
45 on the split. Oren sitting really deep on that toe side, pulls it back beautifully. Can he get it back again here for the chicane? As soon as you go run on one gate, the next 3 are so hard to get it right again, but he's there. He's with the horse. Can he hold it across this diagonal? He's right on the outside edge, held it well.
And for the speed trap, once again at 17 miles an hour, sitting into that heel turn. And he's got to try and stay on his heels and not get onto his toes as they make that turn. The throttle builds up. Call them home, ladies and gentlemen. It's for the finish with a time of
77.73 seconds. With one miss would make it an 81.73.
Okay, so that improves their time by 4 seconds. They're now 8.8 seconds behind Top and Tails, who is 0.77 seconds behind Just Wing It.
Interestingly, Dan, I said earlier this morning, this top end looks really rough, and watching Oren go through the middle of it, you could see the board bouncing. I do think that's going to start kicking up some trouble for some of these boarders. They're going to have to be aware of this top end by the commentary box.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Top and Tails now. They put in that massive run.
I think they're going to pull this one down.
I would not be surprised. This is what we're going to see is a little bit of chess, I imagine. They're going to throw the ball back into Just Wing It's court. Just Wing It,
you can see there's no wind up here.
And Top and Tails are withdrawing from the second rotation, saving the horse for the third. That's what they're doing here. They know there's no point setting another benchmark for Just Wing It to beat. Just Wing It now have to make a choice. Are they going to gamble on 72.16, which is only 0.77 of a second faster than Top and Tails, or are they going to have to go and do a defensive run and try and do a faster run to make it as hard as possible for Top and Tails in the third rotation?
And the bonus point to worry about as well.
Yeah, and the bonus point they will have got from the second rotation.
But it could be taken if their score is beaten on the third run.
Yeah, I mean, this is so tight. The first and second. And what are they doing? They're making the way to the line, so you'd imagine it's a big wind-up.
It's going to have to be a big
number
race.
one. Look how far down across the field they've gone. They're going to hit that start line at flat-out speed. They are away, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Here we go. Down this opening straight into this first corner at 30 miles an hour into that corner. Amazing bit of work. Thundering down there. They know they've got to do absolutely everything to get as far ahead. And obviously, Top and Tails are sitting there hoping they make a mistake.
But can they bring it down here? That was a big amount of speed, and you've got to be really clean and technical on this weave. Can they pull it down? This is quick so far. One touch to add, but that was so quick, it may not matter, Dan.
Yeah, so now quartering the arena. Tom getting low again up for Free Speech Union corner.
Wide line there, yeah, definitely.
Making their way into the split time.
40 on the split, so they're 4 seconds up on their run for their second run down. They are 4 seconds up from their split on the second run.
Now they found 2 seconds in the second half of the track on the last time.
Tom's wobbling all over and he's lost it.
He's lost the line. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause.
And it was just too much
power
it
built
was just
up
too
in the
much.
handle.
Wow, well done, Annette. I thought Annette was coming in the commentary box there.
The handle just got ripped out of his hand, and you can put some of that down to yesterday afternoon doing 3 massive runs to try and dominate this competition. And this is what we said
yesterday and this morning, Dan. He's going to be tired. This is where it's going to make the difference. Can he hold on in these big runs? You could see the board wobbled underneath him, and from that wiggle, it went all through his body and just popped out of his hand. And he did lucky not to have a big crash, in all honesty, there.
And Top and Tails, they're sitting
open
there
field
going,
now.
okay, now all we have to do in their last run, it'll be the last run of the heat as well. All they have to do is find 0.77 of a second.
And they've done that before.
And they take the first place.
They have done that before, Dan.
That's it, ladies. It's been set now. The end of this show is going to be a big race. It's going to be a big race. Now, here we go. We're back into in the third rotation. We are back into the intermediates. And I've been told that a bunch of the dummy runs in the first 2 rotations were teams gearing up for the third rotation. So apparently, they were doing a bunch of dummy runs and then they were going to race in the last to stay in. I don't quite understand the tactics, but
here we are. A bit of pace
heard.
here for George. You can see 19 miles an hour, just a mile off. You can see they've asked for a little bit less pace just to get George around this top corner. And Izzy doing a nice job keeping George with her.
Yeah, generally keeping a good eye and gently making their way around the arena. Nothing too out of hand.
No.
And again, if you are interested to get involved, ladies and gentlemen, horseboardinguk.org. All of our social medias, Facebook, and of course the live stream. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, which has been run at the moment by Miro here.
Now 14 miles an hour. You can see they just dropped a bit of pace. George needs to keep on the with the pony here, not letting himself go too inside. Much better line there. I do notice Tara with the pony is quite wide through these corners, not giving George a lot of space. Might be worth... Oh, bit of pace here. Can he hold it? Yes, he can with a time.
Not released. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Good bit of work there from the
So what
rider.
they're doing now is slowly decelerating into a circle as the protocol.
There we go, look at that.
And release. So a good release in the end.
With a time of 62.81. Clear round.
Good control, although the system failed of it. And but again, it would seem it wasn't pulled strong
Firm enough pull.
So I reckon that probably will be a yellow card. There's been strong conversations about, but everything post the moment of the release was very
really
good. It was
So
what
I
you're
say,
supposed to do.
The one thing I would say maybe with their lines is if they can bring Tara a little bit more on the inside or the middle of the gates, it gives George a little bit more space to play with. You could see Tara was almost touching this outside cone, so George had nowhere else to go but right against that cone as well. So it might be worth having a chat with the lines of the rider now to help the border a bit.
Yeah, so here we go. This is the team of Core Intent. Core Intent currently in third, 6 seconds behind Hold Your Horses.
A nice bit of pace here, 22 miles an hour. As I say, every time they come out, they're just building up with every run they do.
Yeah, and really bringing this horse on. Reese came back to the sport and went to Sue Scott's to do a bit of training. And they were planning to run another different horse, but then Reese looked at this one in the field and was like, what about that one? And here we are today, ladies and gentlemen. This pony is now back in the field.
And this looks like a good run down. A lot more pace through that chicane than before. And Reese having to do a little bit of work here.
How is
Oh,
dear.
dear. And wow, she held that pony. That was such a shame. I don't know what went wrong there. There's a little bit of a line change midway through the gate, and the horse tried to jump the cone.
Through the gate. It all went a bit
That's
messy.
such a shame. It was such a good run to start with as well. Make sure Sue's okay. That was a big, big fall.
So as you see there, the
True horse rider though, holding onto the reins the whole way through. Did
don't
not
you
let
dare.
go. That horse is not going anywhere with my hand.
she's on her feet, ladies and gentlemen.
Give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Get behind these teams getting back up.
You see,
Pip's just told me to inform Sue it's Pip's jobs to fall off horses this weekend, not yours, Sue.
so yeah, you know, anything fast enough to have fun on is fast enough to fall off and hurt yourself with.
You play with fire, you get burned eventually.
Yeah, exactly. So, but she seems all right walking away back. She's shooed the first aiders away.
Yeah.
With indignation, I imagine.
Basically a border on the horse there.
Of course I'm
running,
fine.
Running back across the arena. There we
Go
go.
on, Sue.
There's a true horseman there.
And, you know, the amount of summers Sue has seen, she's got no business running, if I'm honest. But
Wow. Wow, Dan. Kick a lady while she's down, you know?
Of course I jest.
Oh, dear. Right. Well, coming in now, we have Send It Siblings, but this time with Jolly Tom, the boarder from Earned It. He'll be racing with them in Alresford, so I think he wants to make up for yesterday's fall. He got a lot of operation in the camp. He said on a trip that we did, well, I haven't been going fast enough to ever fall off, and I don't think I will. And unfortunately, he had his first fall yesterday, got a lot of jip for it, so I think he wants to put himself back in the place of, I'm not going to fall, it's
and
fine.
they've changed, so they changed the board rider. This is basically a HC run. They've changed the board rider because they're prepping for a competition in Alresford at on the 6th of September.
24 miles an hour there,
Regular
Dan.
border isn't available.
Jolly
24
wobbling on the back end a little bit there, calling for more speed though, obviously wanting a good bit of a race. And he comes to the 90 degree. This is where he crashed yesterday, but from the other direction. You can see the board getting a
Into
bit
the
wiggly.
split.
18 on the split, so I think they might even
Wow.
be up on the split, Dan.
Again, so this is the advanced course.
Can
that
he do the
they're doing.
chicane? Yes, he's got through it just about. You can see his hand fell down the side here, pushing in hard onto that hillside edge.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, start to call them home as they're making the way. I thought they're going the wrong line then into this toe side turn.
19 miles an hour. Jolly on the right, the outside line. Really good line, calling for more, getting that pony to run. They're at 46 at the moment. Are they going to beat their own time with a HC? Yes, they are, with a 49.40 and a clear round. They've beaten their own time with a HC run. I think Josh might have a few words there.
I'm about to say,
the heavier boarder has just got round with a quicker time. So
yeah, just saying, Josh. Just saying. Okay, then. So, again, that will be a HC run as far as I'm aware. You can't
it doesn't
substitute
matter, but you know, it was a good run to watch.
Mid-event. But yeah, no, absolutely. So here
and
we
Jolly's
go.
put that to bed as well. I think you'll be happy with that.
Now we have the team of Need for Speed back out on Kia. Apparently this time wanting to put a time down. Cone, but not forgotten. Non-runners, Need for Speed non-runners. Just Drag. We haven't seen Just Drag either.
Just Drag, I think, have retired. It seems. There's no horse. No horse. 20 miles an hour from that Kia there. Kia's given her heart today. Yeah, absolutely going for it here. 21 miles an hour and then 20 there with Chloe on top. And Joe actually having to work a little bit there into that corner. The Rough Stars really starting to play up with these borders. Coming into the split time at 22 on the split. That is not a bad split if they can keep this pony at that pace. God, good old Kia pushing on up that hill. That pony has done so much for so many teams.
Yeah, now, so looking to set a time down.
And as they come across this diagonal,
I'm only seeing one team, All the Gear, who've put a time down in the intermediate.
13 miles an hour here into the bottom. You can see Kia's starting to lose a little bit of pace here. And as they go for the finish, make sure you get behind this team, this lucky little pony pushing on for all these teams with a time of 59.86. Let's see where that puts them.
Well, with that, they go into... So, Need for Speed going to first place with that final run on a borrowed
with Kia.
pony.
What a run. They've just saved their weekend.
2 seconds ahead of All the Gear, no idea.
I think Joe might owe a couple of beers there. But here we go. Another team wanting to do a last run as their race run on Apple from Core Intent. This team started with us middle of last year, I believe, and they're slowly building up from the Inters.
Yeah, I'm surprised that this pony... That pony is a non-runner from this morning.
Yeah, me too. It was a hard day yesterday. I think there's a lot of tight ponies out there. They've raced hard. The ground is quite firm, so there's definitely some ponies feeling tight, but it's a shame to see so many seem to have been not allowed to run. We'll have to have some conversations about that.
13 miles an hour from the team of Cone, but not forgotten. Very, very steady run around the arena. If you're interested in how to train your horse, ladies and gentlemen, we have videos on our YouTube as well as documentaries about our international trips. I mean, sort of documentaries.
Well, there's a couple. There's some long watches and some slow watches, and 34 seconds on the split. They're definitely just taking their time with this pony.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, it's respectful to the pony as well.
Yeah, for sure. You're borrowing a pony, you don't want to ruin it for anybody else, so definitely the right thing to do. But Ed himself, actually, I was having a conversation. He's done loads of wakeboard practice. He said he spent more time on a wakeboard than he has horseboarding, and you can really see it develop. Oh, interesting here. Almost overtook the horse. I don't know whether that will be a yellow card if he did overtake, but pony just shying a little bit.
Not sure from my angle, but...
Dale will know. He's on the other side of the horse. He would have seen where Ed was. A nice little thumbs up to the camera there from Ed. He's got to keep that pony moving forward for sure.
So one of the longest races we've seen here today. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the team of Cone but Not Forgotten.
With a time of 87.08 and a clear round.
Okay then, so, and that puts them into third place in the category, which has had basically 3 runs ran out of the 9 that should have run in. 9 runs should have been in that class.
Coming in now, Dan, a team that we saw got 2 seconds off Send It Siblings, and Send It Siblings can't do anything about it now. If they can take about 2 seconds off their run, they're going to be in the similar position of Send It Siblings, and they've got the speed to do it. If they can hold it together as a team, it's definitely possible. And here we are for the start line, putting the pace down straight across. A good, strong start here. What's the speed? 24 miles an hour. Can Ash hold it here? Planting into the toe side corner, looking really comfortable on her toes at the moment. They're going to pull round for this 90-degree split. Really good pace so far, pushing across this corner. Where are we at? Where are we at? 18 seconds on the split. They are with Send It siblings right now. If they can keep this pace around the rest of the course, they could be challenging first. Can Ash hold it here? No, she can't. And that's a shame. You could just see the pace was a little bit too much for her there. She couldn't get the board underneath her around that sharp corner. I think she needs to try and take a wider line through that second cone after the 90 to cut in harder and earlier to send her straight through the chicane rather than trying to take it as a secondary corner.
Yeah, well, it depends where the horse is going, doesn't it? Because if you get the horse to hang out and then make a sharp turn, then you can both look straight down the barrel sort of thing of the chicane. But if the two elements are doing slightly different lines, that's where the mess is coming from. And this is what we talk about, the experience.
The experience is what you can only get it from just riding around this arena, especially in the racing. We do practice at home, but you never tend to practice at full race speed, and that's where it matters.
Okay, so here we go. This is the team of Section 89 winding up towards the final races. They're currently in third place, 8.8 seconds behind.
Here we go, Dan. They are going for a big race. This is some pace here. Where are we going to get? 6 miles an hour. Oren planting into that hillside corner. Can he hold it around here through the rough stuff? Look at the board going straight through all the rough stuff like a plough.
Yeah, and they can see this arena's really starting to break up now. This afternoon's going to be even more sandy.
Yeah, it's just going to get worse and worse from here, Dan. You can see the contrails kicking up for the boards. Can they get through here? They had a miss on their last run. Can they keep it through clean and clear? Pushing the horse through. Yes, they can. Oh, one touch, but that's fine. Better than 4 seconds. Now they've got to push on. Keep the pace on. Don't let that slow them down. It's only a touch. And here we go. And here we go into the 90-degree split time. 47 on the split. It's up on their own split. Oren is really wide. Can he hold it? Yes, he can.
Okay, going through the chicane and now into red back boots.
Oh, he's planning in. Can he hold it? Yes, he can. He's been lifted up again. He's toppling off the edge. Can he hold this edge? It's like balancing on a slack line.
This is, oh my word.
20 miles an hour. That's a good bit of pace into him.
68 seconds so far, ladies and gentlemen. Start to call them home. This could be a bid for coming into first. The throttle opens up and we see what this horse is really capable of through the finish line.
With a time of 78.29 with one touch to add makes it a 79.29.
Best time so far, but unfortunately off the pace. They are stay in third place. Now, Top and Tails know what they have to do. They have to find 0.77 of a second out there on the field.
I'd aim for 0.8.
Yeah.
I'd aim for 0.8.
Yeah. That's all the difference. Just Wing It Now will be watching. How,
are they going to do the same as yesterday? They did this yesterday in the first heat in the morning. They stole it on their last run. It looks like they're going for it, Dan. They are away, beansing down this opening straight. 28 miles an hour. Just right on the outside edge. Absolutely penduluming. This is a race. Get behind this team. It's the last race of this heat. Cheer them on. They hear you as you come past. Get behind this team. They are going for first place. Really give them a cheer, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, then. So we have this 14-2 ex-showing pony making their way towards the three-coned weave.
A pony known for the weave speed. One touch, two touches. The ball right under his tyres. I'm not sure it can help now. That's a and they're just taking it out. 3 touches.
Dismounting. I think that's the that's the run. That's the run.
There's no way with 3 seconds to add that you can do it. I mean, they were 41 on the split, even with slowing down. If they'd not got the touches, they would have been up on the split.
It looks like they're continuing with the run. I'm surprised. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Top and Tails here.
What a shame
who
on
are
those
decelerating, bringing the pony home now. They come off the throttle and they did all they could. They were pushed to the limit, and at the end of the day, you've got to get those runs perfect.
It has to be perfect.
No room to make even the slightest of mistakes, and unfortunately, you know, that's what it looks like. The saddle might have shifted slightly.
Yeah, it definitely has.
But through the finish line, a round of applause for Top and Tails. Okay, so.
But looking at that time, they did come in with a 76.68. Obviously, 4 touches to add. But, Dan, this shows with that amount of time that they slowed up on the rest of the course. With that split time that they'd also already slowed down on, if they had got that weave clean, they would have been up on the split and they would have been on for the race.
Ooh, it's so close. What's going to happen this afternoon? 2 heats go to Just Wing It, 1 heat to to Top and Tails, but Top and Tails definitely got a bonus point in that, and so did Just Wing It. So I think the difference between first and second is 1 point over the course of the weekend.
Wow.
Still, it's all to fight for this afternoon. But going through the results of the intermediate, I've got Cone but not forgotten in third, All the Gear in second, Need for Speed in first. In the advanced, we've got Earned It in fourth, Core Intent in third, Hold Your Horses in second, Send It Siblings in first. And then in the elite, we have Just Drag, who retired, a non-runner this morning. I didn't know about that. Third is Section 89. Second, Top and Tails. First, Just Wing It. And a great competition. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a massive round of applause for all the teams of Horseboarding UK.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us today. If you have taken any photos or videos from around the arena, we love to see them. Please do tag us when you share them on social media platforms at Horseboarding UK. We are on all major social media platforms, and if we like them, they will get shared with our many thousands of followers. So do tag us at Horseboarding UK. I also want to say thank you very much to Nikki Waterman, the vet today from Quiggin Equine Vets. They work in a 20-mile radius of this area, and if you have any equine issues, make sure you get in touch with them. Quiggin Vets, Equine Vets, have vetted for us today. So make sure you check them out if you have any equine issues. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at 4 o'clock this afternoon for more crazy, hairy racing with hundreds of seconds on the line and points to win. So make sure you get a seat for that. And coming up next, we have the carriage driving. So save your seats for some more fast action racing with some slightly bigger vehicles behind those little ponies. So get your seats. Make sure you're ready for the scurry coming up next.